Well, what's up in there, guys? Brian here at 3TG, and I have a pretty interesting sort of adventure video to share with you guys today. As I'm sure you can tell from the title that you've clicked on, I'm simply going to be going over everything that I saw, did, and picked up while I was at this little convention that a friend of mine told me back that we were having here on the first 3 days of March, and it was this convention called Toycon. I had never been to a Toycon before. I'd never heard of one up until about maybe a month ago. But I'm actually kind of glad my friend told me about it because, yeah, it's kind of one of those interesting moments where you kind of aren't really know what to expect going in. I mean, obviously from the namesake, you kind of have an idea of what it's about, but you end up doing a lot more there than you would expect. So I'm going to first start off with what I eventually ended up buying, and then I'm going to go over what I saw, and then I'm going to close it off with who I happened to see there while I was there. So starting off with the first thing that I picked up at Toycon, which was probably the most expensive thing that I picked up, was actually something that's pretty rare to find, and it was actually really rare there too because only one person had it intact. And if you guys follow me on Instagram or any of my social media outlets, you'll probably have seen this before, and don't worry, the links are down below too. But I actually picked up this cool toy figure of my favorite Star Wars craft called the Outrider, which is from the, I believe, Star Wars Shadows of the Empire storyline, and it belongs to Dash Rendar. And this is, I have to say, pretty awesome. And the reason why this one is pretty special is because I've actually looked online, and I believe this is the only, like, toy version of this vehicle. Like, I'm surprised. I mean, I've seen, like, figures, but I've never seen actually, like, a fully scaled toy version of it. And I think it's pretty awesome because, you know, everyone likes the Millennium Falcon, but I kind of like something that is kind of like the Millennium Falcon, but somewhat different. I actually have the Dash Rendar figure in here, but unfortunately the little piece kind of broke off while I was there, so I had to tape it up. So yeah, he's in there. And one of the cool features that this thing has is it actually has a semi-transformation mode, which I know the real Outrider doesn't really do. But I don't know, I guess if you think about it, it might be somewhat helpful. I mean, I actually happened to see a commercial about this, and yeah, it kind of goes like that. It does seem like it's a little off. It does seem a little strange to have the cockpit up here, though, and I think this kind of can turn so he stays upright. So yeah, this was actually about $25, and the reason why it was so rare is because a lot of people had it like specific pieces, but only like one person had it intact. So the second I knew that he had it, I just had to pick it up, and I don't regret it because I don't actually own too many toys, but like this is definitely something I would have wanted to own as a kid because despite its flaws, I really did enjoy the Shadows of the Empire video game on N64. It's definitely one of my favorite Star Wars games. And now the other things I happened to pick up were a couple figures. I actually do have a collection of these, and the first set I had to pick up was obviously Seto Kaiba and Blue Eyes White Dragon, because the Blue Eyes is my favorite Yu-Gi-Oh card, and Seto Kaiba is my favorite Yu-Gi-Oh character of all time. I'm not so much a big fan of the goody-good guys. I kind of like the good guys that have a little bit of edge to them, so kind of like semi-anti-heroes, and I think Seto Kaiba just fits that bill quite perfectly. And the next figure that I got was one of those figures that once I saw it, I had to own it because, you know, it has just so much significance to me. And that is a Green Ranger figure. Now, since I technically already own the Dragon Dagger, which they actually were selling these too, but they were selling them like $100 each, and I actually got this at GameStop for $70. So I'm kind of glad that I got this at GameStop and didn't buy it at, you know, Toycon. But yeah, now that I have the figure and I have the dagger, they seem to go very well together. Now, kind of going into what I ended up seeing there, obviously you saw a lot of toys, a surprising amount of retro game stations. There was like this one area that was selling arcade, just like arcade stands. Quite expensive. I don't think anyone was crazy enough to buy one of those, but it was nice to play them. There was this really cool like root beer station, and if you bought a cup, you could go back and like taste all these different flavors of like flavored beer. Like I don't think it was alcohol, but that was pretty cool. Number of cosplayers there, really awesome. A lot of really impressive work. What else did I see? There was a lot of artists there, including like there's one artist that I've seen their work online, and I've been trying to save up to get one of their canvases. I'm not going to say where or what, but I was just happy to kind of meet them in person because their work was absolutely impressive. A lot of weapons. Yeah, a lot of weapons. Swords, knives, axes, daggers, shields. Crazy. And there was also a number of celebrities there, including WWE superstars. Depending on which day you went, there were certain ones there. Like I think on the first day, I think they had Becky Lynch and Asuka were on the first day, and I think on the third day they had Seth Rollins and Randy Orton. And as you can see from this footage here, for an area of that size, I was actually surprised there was as many people there as there were. I mean, I think like the last convention that I had been to here in Vegas was SkillCon, and even though like area-wise it was probably twice as big, there probably wasn't even 20% as many people at that con than at this one. So yeah, it was really, really impressive to see as many people there, but it wasn't so crowded that you couldn't get around. I mean, I had an easy time getting around and getting to talk to people and getting footage and taking pictures and being able to get this certain type of toys or being able to see things that I was interested in. So yeah, that was definitely a pretty fun experience. But obviously, I'm gonna have to go into the highlight of Toycon, and that was getting ready, just being able to hang out with my good friend Raychul Moore, who, for those of you who've been watching my channel for the longest time, you know just how important Raychul is to this channel. She is the one that this channel was originally named for, and she is the one who actually helped pick the new name that we are currently going by. And she was actually the one who told me about Toycon. So again, this is another one of those crazy moments that I owe to her. And while I was at her booth, I actually happened to pick up another one of her really, really cool pictures. And I'm just gonna have to add that one to my collection. And I would even say this is probably some of her best work in terms of just props and like just the entire getup, because I can't even imagine how much time and effort this took for her to make. She did tell me like a bit of it. I think she told me like an accident that happened with it, so she's gotta add some repairs to it. And I got to see her all 3 days, and she was dressed as something else. And I think on the second day we got to hang out after the con, and that was awesome. I can't even I can't even begin to tell you just how cool it is, because I don't, as you guys know, I don't have many friends and I don't have much of a social life, but I'm telling you, when I do, and I do get to go out, it ends up being a moment that I'll never forget. And so I gotta think, I never forget to thank Raychul for pretty much everything she did. She's probably without question the most influential friend I've ever had, because without her I wouldn't be here, wouldn't be talking to you guys. I probably wouldn't be sharing my love of gaming with you guys as I tend to do almost every single week. So yeah, she's very, very important and an awesome friend. And that's pretty much all I think I need to say in terms of my personal experience going to Toycon. But I did happen to get some footage of me talking to Raychul, and I let her kind of do the semi-closing. And I will mention this in the footage you're about to see, but I will be sure to leave a link to all of her social media and YouTube information in the description down below. So please be sure to check out her content, because I think it's a little bit cooler than mine in a sense, even though I think I could possibly rival her one day in terms of content. So that's pretty much all I need to say. If you like this little video of Toycon that I went to, please be sure to let me know in the comments down below. And if you happen to know any cons that you know are being here in Vegas that you would like me to get footage of, do you think I should go to, be sure to let me know, and I will be sure to give you an update if I am going. And heck, maybe if you're at one of these cons and I get to see you in person, heck, the more the merrier, because I would love to meet one of you guys, because I have yet to have probably one of the greatest experiences that I've ever had, and that's to be recognized at a con or anywhere in general. So I'm going to close it out right there. I want to thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoy this closing footage, and I'll see you next time. Okay guys, I'm not sure if you can hear me, but this is the amazing Raychul Moore. I've been watching her for many years. She inspired me, continues to do so, inspired 3TR, and she's the reason why we are now the 3 Topics Gamer. So, Raychul,
yes.
What do you like most about these cons?
Meeting everybody, like getting to see people that I know and love, like Ryan, and then also meeting people that I've known online, but I've never met in person, and then of course meeting new friends.
Okay, and tell me, how does it feel knowing that you help inspire / semi-create such an awesome channel like Brian's 3TR/3TG channel now?
It feels amazing. It makes me think you're probably a little crazy. Just kidding, just kidding. But no, it's super humbling. It means the world to me. So thank you.
Okay. All right. Well, I don't think I need any more evidence to prove why she's so amazing and why she will always remain amazing to me. So, thank you, Raychul, from me and all the 42,000 subscribers I have. Without you, none of this would be possible.
Oh, thank you. No. It's possible because you're awesome too, and you did all the work. So your channel is awesome because of you.
Okay. Thanks, Raychul. You're too modest. Anyway, I'm going to leave a link to all of her social media outlets, because anytime she's streaming, I'm certainly watching in the comments. And please subscribe to her channel. She has amazing content. She probably can explain games better than I can. And she has amazing pictures too. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll be sure to see you next time. And please check out her channel because she is just as awesome too.
Thank you.